Hello, and thank you for coming. Today we are going to look into a little bit of the background to the Chronicles of Dragondom and beyond, starting with one of the characters, Dralinmer, the High Wizard. Why do I start with him? Yes, we all know that Aisha is the main character, for those of you that follow anyway. But Dralinmer is a unique character who appears through the majority of the time that Aisha works and studies, both in Arianel and Dragondom, and in her work far, far beyond. He is a magical person, a character of great depth, but most of that depth we shall leave uncovered because that is where the magic is. So come and follow me as we home in to the beautiful zone of Dragondom, which in itself is part of the hidden world of Arianel, the secret home of the elementals, and the hatchery for all of the universal dragons, to keep them safe until they grow and thus understand their place in the whole, honing their special skills to detect evil and know the difference between that and the normal shadow side of physical beings' duality from all over the universe and beyond. This became an important factor because of the dark protagonists, who we will go into in a great deal more depth at a later stage. For now, I will only class them as the brain and the archons and their cyborg warriors and others who they have mentally destroyed and brought into slavery to follow the dark side of all. Their ultimate goal is pure destruction, and for that reason it is so important that the dragons are kept safe. Maybe if we look back in our own mythological history, this is the reason we have the difference between the eastern dragons, which are looked on for the majority as being good and helpful, and the western dragons, where we are taught from a very early age that they are fire-breathing demons that eat people and burn villages and crops. Very different ideas. But maybe this can be because some were taken by the archons and were changed. What a horrible thought. But still, let's get back to Dralinmer. Near Treetown, on the edge of a small lake, a few minutes' flight by dragon from the castle that is the dragon nursery, home of Sartina and her daughter Ileana, we find the ancient old oaken, which is home to Dralinmer. Yes, he lives within a living tree, something that Aisha finds a little disconcerting at first. Inside, amongst the piles of dusty books and scrolls, the potions and the star charts, sat at his desk is the ancient wizard, his arms resting on the armrests of his favourite, comfortable high-back chair. His ice-blue eyes and smiling face almost light up the room. His long white beard and drooping moustache give him a mysterious air. His trusty walking stick rests close by, the crystal in the gnarled top resting peacefully at present. Today is a good day, and he is happy with all. He has looked into his crystal ball, and during his early walk outside, the birds told him of the general gossip, so he knew at this point that all was well. He knows we are looking in on him, even though we are not there in physical form. So, as his ancient books juggle around on the old desk. Now one, the biggest and the heaviest of all, he fondly calls Theorelus, comes forward. The one, he laughingly says, has always given his students trouble, including Aisha. Now, as it opens, on its own, he invites us to learn a little about him. Each page is blank, then slowly it fills with pictures or words, showing places and parts of many of his doppelgangers. Yes, he has many parts that are working all over the universe, and on occasions he has also been known to be here on Earth. Well, he still is, but nobody knows who. Shh. An immortal with so much power built up over eons, he really has no need to use a wand or mutter spells to make things happen. He only does this out of sheer enjoyment. Now, he doesn't even have to use, really, his dusty, oversized crystal ball, which weighs down another pile of papers on his desk. But, he says, it is not what we think. It is, in fact, his diary. As it is in there, he stores all of the memories. Well, it has, at least a year at a time. A universal year, not human year. So to us that would be a good 25,000 years or more. From all of his parts, in all the places where he is working. His doppelgangers, one might say, pass back the mental logs, and he can look in on things easily, should he wish. In fact, if there is a concern anywhere, it sends out a red flashing glow, and that calls him into check. Maybe it's his equivalent to your iPhone. Now that's a thought. It is his choice to remain in the physical form. He likes it. He loves the taste of Ma Wintermouse's stew with a large chunk of fresh-made bread, washed down with a goblet or two of Mr. Wintermouse's elderflower mead. He loves to relax in the sun and walk with the birds and the bees. Oh, and to translocate from his untidy rooms to his old friend Miss Deli, the tree who holds the entry to see the past, the present, and the possible future timelines of everything, everywhere, as he tapped directly into the Central Akashic Library at source. The universal library storage of absolutely every possible connotation of what has been, is, and could be across all quantum dimensions. A place set at 0 point and storing all for eternity. Here in Dragondom, he is a teacher as well as the seer. He is not alone, for the elven sorceress Bel Aldwin, once a very, very long time ago a student of his, also operates as the centre of the elven clan's lives. Oh, and of the Fae. The rest they share responsibility for, including the young dragons, while the Dragon Council deal more directly with Dralinmer. So, I hear you say, was he Merlin? Possibly Michelangelo? Maybe Leonardo da Vinci? Or Nostradamus? But what else is he? Well, he is also a member of the High Council of Source, both here in our universe, but beyond that in the multiverse. He is part, as are we all, of the cosmic soup. Yet he was already collaborating and playing a part in assisting the creation of planets and galaxies long before our Milky Way was even thought of or brought into being. He sits on the multiversal High Council of Mage, along with others you shall meet very soon, and as he chose to take form, He is a bridge between those who prefer to remain as a more energetic consciousness, like Helena, who I have only viewed as her irradiant self gliding across the room like a giant candlelight. A sprightly old man with twinkling ice blue eyes, rosy cheeks, after his mead wearing a loose, wide-sleeved, full-length, lightweight coat, in which, in hidden pockets, he carries all he needs, magically miniatured for easy carrying. A little like a magician on earth, yet, again, in reality, he can simply magic anything he really needs out of the air, for everything is simple energy, as he so often says to his students. Wherever there is trouble and a community needs aid, he will turn up. He helps to teach future leaders on planets around the cosmos and works outside of Dragondom with the elementals and the dragons in the correction and terraforming of new planets' needs. Maybe you have met him. He turns up out of the blue when people call for help from their hearts. He is timeless. Let us add a little more from Dragondom, from him himself, and then I shall take my leave for today and bring you, in the next podcast, one of the other characters who will come out and play. Goodbye for now, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, why not follow? And send in some questions if you wish. I always enjoy listening and finding out what you think. Goodbye for now.